Bro, 60 hours long? The story's gonna be 60 hours long. This is gonna be the craziest game of all time, hands down. It's not even a debate anymore. It's not a debate, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Legacy Killer for dropping this video. You know what I'm saying? This is literally like my first reaction to Legacy Killer too. So that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be telling more information about the Native Americans, romances in the game, and gameplay features and things of that nature. So let's get straight into it.
It sounds weird saying this, but Red Dead Redemption 2 will release at the end of next week. We've been discussing, speculating, and getting excited for this game for just about 2 years. Tomorrow will actually mark the 2nd year anniversary of Rockstar Games' first Red Dead Redemption 2 tease, an announcement that quite frankly came out of nowhere. Many of us weren't sure what was going on at Rockstar, as we hadn't heard about a new game in years, since the rise of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online. There obviously was leaks and there was an expectation a new Red Dead game was coming, but nobody really could tell when. And now, 2 years later, the wait is almost over. Today we have a ton of new information and news to break down, including an exclusive behind the scenes look coming from Vulture, the official game size, more gameplay details, speculating a bit about what's left for Rockstar to cover before release, and much more. But before we dive into all that, consider becoming a channel member. Big shout out to some of the newest members: Boris the Bear, Crazy Bear HD, Rashid Asiri, and Oakley Hadaway. Thank you for supporting the channel. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And there are some added incentives for joining, but most of all, you're helping support the channel. Also, make sure to get geared up for this upcoming Western by getting the popular Red Moon or Wanted shirt designs. If you're interested in getting these Red Dead merch t-shirts, get your merch. Other designs, there will be a link in the description. Now, we've been speculating and talking about game size for a while now, but thanks to Microsoft, it is confirmed that Red Dead Redemption 2 is right around 88 gigabytes in size.
That's perfect.
Additionally, some insiders have reported that the game will indeed come with a 3 gigabyte day one patch, so while this game may not be 105 gigabytes, it's still massive, and of course I'd imagine game size may differ depending on what console you play on. From some of the recent previews, we also got some rather interesting comments on gameplay and the open world. Funhouse, or Rooster Teeth, noted that there seems to be numerous tonics that come with different benefits, with one hiding your scent from animals when you're hunting, and another that makes your hair grow faster. They also stated that Arthur Morgan has a usable pocket watch and binoculars that he can use. Edge magazine included a quote which has many curious of just how massive this open world is.
I didn't know none of that shit about the binoculars.
They stated that when they got to Red Dead Redemption 2's menu, we bring up the map, zoom out as far as we can, and move the cursor east. It scrolls for 2 full screens. Go south, a voice behind us says. We've been talking about this map for a very long time, and comments like this make me believe that we've only been teased a small part of this massive with New Austin and Nuevo Paraiso
ain't giving us nothing.
as well as more unknown locations that have been kept secret. This is said to be Rockstar Games' largest and most detailed world ever. But to the big breaking story that features a whole lot of new information is coming from Vulture, who also provided a new in-game image which obviously doesn't show off anything new, but it's another great look at this beautiful and stunning world. Now, as I said before, Vulture did an amazing job getting a behind-the-scenes look at this game, and actually much of Rockstar Games in general. But the first information we get from this article is detailing the development of Red Dead Redemption 2 in its earliest stages. As Vulture states, in early 2011, Dan Houser began chatting with Rockstar San Diego about how Red Dead Redemption 2 would look and how the characters would be. Late that summer, he says, he had a broad outline and rough flow of the game defined. By fall of 2012, his team had completed rough scripts for many of the game's missions and started doing read-throughs on video conference calls with directors of gameplay, art design, and animation from Rockstar offices around the world. I think it's pretty amazing and spectacular the amount of work that has gone into this game. A lot of people don't understand a team of developers working on one single player game with this type of scope for 8 years is unprecedented. Rockstar Games truly knew that they needed to deliver big with this title, and from everything that we've heard and seen, it looks like Red Dead Redemption 2 is the next step in the open world genre.
I swear to God it is, bro. I swear.
We just get an idea of how massive this game is. Vulture states the final script for Red Dead Redemption 2's main story was about 2,000 pages, but if we were to include all the side missions and additional dialogue and stack the pages, Dan Houser estimates the pile would be 8 feet high. Bringing the script to life meant 2,200 days of motion capture work, compared with just 5 for Grand Theft Auto 3. But Red Dead Redemption 2 required 1,200 actors, all SAG-AFTRA, 700 of them with dialogue. So we knew before that there would be over 1,000 unique NPCs within the game world, and this new information provides a little bit more insight. But later in this article, we get a quote from Laszlo Jones, and yes, it's that Laszlo, who is a writer also at Rockstar Games, and he states that even the pedestrians, Red Dead Redemption 2's non-playable characters, have 80-page scripts each. The story and our interactions are supposed to be dynamic and unique each time around, with NPCs remembering our actions and past interactions with them. But also, many interactions won't be as simple as saying hello and moving along. As we've discussed these last few weeks, we'll have moments where someone is in need of help as they got bit by maybe a snake, and if we choose to help them, there will be a reward. Like one of the previewers noted that they saved the man using a health tonic, and later wandered into town to find out the man was a gunsmith owner. They wandered close to the man who was already talking with a friend, recalling his life being saved, and once he noticed Arthur Morgan, he tells his friend, or the person he was talking to, that that was the man who saved him, and then he tells Arthur Morgan to go into his shop and get a free gun on him.
Oh my fucking God!
Life. There's just so much substance, something we haven't experienced before, and this is just one example. Imagine if we chose not to help the man. Maybe he survives and takes notice to us in town and doesn't allow us in his store. The point is, the system is impressive, and it seems Rockstar Games has recorded and accounted for everything, creating a system that is both dynamic and unique. But continuing on, again, more insight into the amount of work that has gone into this game, Vulture states, the polishing, rewrites, and re-edits Rockstar does are immense. We were working 100-hour weeks several times in 2018, Dan Houser says. The finished 300,000 animations, 500,000 lines of dialogue, and many more lines of code. And just to compare, Fallout 4 reportedly only had around 111,000 lines of dialogue, which is still an insane amount of recorded dialogue, but comparing that to 500,000, that's just insane. But also makes sense for how important NPC interactions are in this game. The same with animations. 300,000 is not something to brush over. That is crazy, and will create many different and unique moments made by all the characters and animals that we interact with. But next, something that is and has been extremely important to myself is the musical score, which at many times during Red Dead Redemption made exploring or venturing into new locations more impactful. Notably, Jose Gonzalez's So Far Away song, as we entered Mexico for the first time, was one of my favorite memories ever from that game. Well, Ivan Pavlovich, Rockstar's current music supervisor, says we have 192 interactive mission scores. We thought about the music constantly from the time we brought in composer Witty Jackson in 2015. And Pavlovich would further add that players can hear entire concerts at town vaudeville shows, as well as more atmospheric music when they explore the open world and encounter some 200 animal species, each of which makes its own sound. Something Rockstar Games has long been criticized about is the lack of female and empowered women in their games. Dan Houser states that he doesn't believe that'll be an issue with Red Dead Redemption 2, giving one example with saying, an old intellectual called Lillian Powell who's come back to the South from New York, who's almost like a Dorothy Parker character. There are also ones who are weak.
No, not the ad! Fuck, man! Shit!
And ones who are weak and become strong, and ones who think they're strong but are not. And that goes for men too. Dan Houser would also state that the women's suffrage movement will have a part in the story. In all honesty, I think the most interesting new character besides Arthur Morgan is Sadie Adler. There's just something extremely unique about her that separates her from all the other new characters. She acts and seems like a certified badass, but also someone who has a backstory that really could bring some impactful moments. Now, Rockstar Games Games did reveal that they don't like to work with many named actors because of problems with egos in the past, but did note that they got Graham Greene to play a small role in Red Dead Redemption 2. Greene is a Native American actor who is most notable for one of my favorite movies ever, Dancing with Wolves, in which he portrayed the role of Kicking Bird that earned him an Oscar nomination. Dan Houser says that while his role is small, it represents everything special about this game, which is history, politics, and a sense that this same kind of thing could happen in the world today. Dan Houser then gives a brief description of his character in the game, in which he says he did such a brilliant job of bringing this chief character to life. The government is coming down on him hard. He's losing his rights as an independent
I'm quiet
king.
because I'm listening,
He's a gentle soul in a violent world. Greene brought great depth to the story. So it looks like Greene is playing the chief of a Native American tribe.
Oh, that's tough.
Knew that they would be included based on recent news, but this addition is massive in my opinion. In Red Dead Redemption, we witnessed Dutch Vanderlyn recruit a gang of angry Native Americans who hated the United States government for taking their land and destroying their way of life. And in Red Dead Redemption 2, it seems this aspect will be further explored, possibly showing more of the damage that the United States government caused to Native culture. But close to the end of this article, it's revealed that Red Dead Redemption 2's story is now complete, but as the release day approaches, 5 hours of the 65-hour game are dumped. So yes, the game's story is said to be around 65 hours long, which means many of us will be in this world for a very long time.
That's just the
but
story.
The reason why 5 hours was dumped is due to something involving romance, which I consider this next part as a minor spoiler, so skip ahead if you wish to not hear it, but at one point,
skip right now if you want to.
Had 2 love interests, but as Dan Houser states, we decided one of them did not work. So this does confirm that Arthur Morgan will have a love interest, I guess. We know one of the previews mentioned that a camp member is an ex-girlfriend who is not on the best terms with Arthur Morgan, so maybe this is the now deleted romance? Anyway, this is certainly very interesting, and it seems that this aspect is very important to Arthur Morgan's tale. Furthermore, it's also added that whole missions were removed because they were not going to work technically or be quite slick enough, or they felt superfluous. We removed a mission on a train where you had to deal with bounty hunters because it was fun at first, but then it wasn't. This part of the process is always about compromise and horse trading. Everyone always loses bits of the game they love. Look, this game has been in development for years, and through some of the past leaks it has been mentioned that there has been issues at Rockstar with this title, because they truly wanted this to be a game that nobody has ever seen. And in less than 2 weeks from now, we'll get to see what 10 studios and thousands of people have been working on. Rockstar's Sam Houser stated, "We've poured everything we have into Red Dead Redemption 2. We have really pushed ourselves as hard as we can." Now the last part of this article actually includes comment from Dan Houser on the future of this franchise.
Is too much
after
fucking
Red Dead
info.
Redemption 2,
I love it.
Says, if this one does well enough and we think we have other interesting things to say, we'll make another Red Dead game. But right now Rockstar Games is gearing up for Red Dead Online, which will be the focus moving forward. Dan Houser stating that scenes are still being written even as they are being shot in Rockstar's mocap studios. And in his own words, we want it to be as robust as Grand Theft Auto Online once it's found its feet creatively. Personally myself, I'm hopeful Red Dead Online has its own identity, because as much as I understand many people love Grand Theft Auto Online, it just never hit with me. Also, I hope that Rockstar Games is thinking and hiding plans for Red Dead Redemption 2 single-player DLC, maybe Undead Nightmare 2, something a majority of players will be hopeful to see happen sometime after launch. Now, with us getting closer and closer to October 26th, Rockstar will continue to reveal more. Comparing Red Dead Redemption's features page to Red Dead Redemption 2, there are some notable omissions right now, such as an honor and music page, which may be included this week or next week.
Right,
Those two aspects are so key to this game, I'd be surprised that Rockstar does not give an in-depth look at both. But also, there's a lot of new elements in Red Dead Redemption 2 that we haven't seen yet, like the crafting system, clothing customization, and more, which may also get detailed. Other than just that, the launch trailer for this game should be coming any day now, and we still have not even seen a Red Dead Online trailer, which I currently suspect may not come until after the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 single player. Anyway, still much to get revealed by Rockstar Games, but I want to end this video with a quote Rockstar art director Aaron Garbett gave to Edge magazine recently, in which he said this about Red Dead Redemption 2. "We have moved away from typical open world tropes. This is not a collection of missions inside a big world filled with blips for pickups and mini games. It's much more subtle and much more real. We don't think of it as a game to be played through, it's a place for you to get lost in. This game truly just feels like it's going to be special. Every few years we get a title like this, which will change the expectation for this specific genre." But yeah, we discussed a lot of new information in this video. Let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on everything that we went over, including the reveal that the game's story is around 65 hours long. But thank you for watching.
So
Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and also consider subscribing for much more Red Dead Redemption 2 content to come, as I'm one of your best sources on this upcoming game. And remember, Outlaws for life.
Great video, man. Great video! Hey, shout out to Legacy Killer again, man. We coming with that heat, man. You know what I'm saying? That heat rock. Bro, that shit freaked me out when he said over 300,000 animations. Oh my god. What? That's just crazy. And dialogue wise, over 500,000 dialogue wise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think dialogue scripts or something like that, over 500,000. Over 1,000 people on the game speaking. Bro, what the fuck is going on? Oh. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have to go back and listen again. I always do. But he said like each CPU or each NPC on the game, you know what I'm saying, they have like over 80 story scripts around each character, like not character but each NPC, you know what I'm saying? He was explaining like how Arthur had helped the guy out with I think a poison, like he was poisoned by a snake or something. Arthur helped the guy out, right? Later down the road, I mean hours and hours into gameplay, you know what I'm saying? Days have passed on the game and all that shit. The guy sees Arthur again, right? He was like, oh, and like the guy's with his friend. He's like, oh, that's the guy that helped me out with such and such. The guy's friend is a gunsmith. He was like, yo, let's go take my son, you know what I'm saying, to the gun store. Give him a free gun. You know what I'm saying? That's dope as hell, bro. It's dope as fuck how cool you could be rewarded for helping people like that. Like for example, on GTA 5 you could do that. There was this guy that had like his bike stolen, and you had to get his bike back and everything. And later down the road, he ends up with your number and he texts you saying like, yo, I just became rich or whatever, blah blah, and here's $100,000. Here's $100,000 of stock. That shit is crazy, bro. So that's kind of similar right there, but with Red Dead Redemption, it's like 100 times on steroids, basically. Bro, I cannot wait to play this shit next week. Oh my fucking god. Next week we are lit as hell. I took off the 26th, 27th, 28th, and the 29th just to play this game, just to stream it for y'all all day, every day, you know what I'm saying? So this shit is gonna be fun as hell. Woo! My boy Arthur got binoculars and all type of shit too, like he carrying in his pockets and stuff. Like, it's more detailed than we expected, bro. And he has a love interest as well. We're gonna see. She better be a baddie. She better have them cheeks. Also, they're gonna show the leader of a Native American tribe, so that's gonna be sick. Oh, my camera messing up. But yeah, that's gonna be sick to watch. That's gonna be cool to watch. You know, the Native Americans had problems with the U.S. government because, you know, they stole their land. Like, they stole the Native Americans' land. That shit was fucked up. But we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into that. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and please turn on notifications to get notified when I upload and stream, man. It's your boy Joseph Witty. I'm out of here. Everything is super detailed, man. They dropped a few clips of like Arthur reloading his gun and everything. That junk's sick. If you see how detailed it is, bro, the little things, bro. I swear to God. They finally showed niggas getting their limbs chopped off. Not chopped, but shot off. You know what I'm saying? Heads coming off. How you shoot a whole head?